Good day, my name is Ogunlana Fawaz, a leader for Group 2. Today, we will present our relevance to peace building in Nigeria and Africa. Members will analyze how the UN navigates global peace.
Good day, sir. I'm Adeni Adeyemi and a member of MLS Group 2.
To understand the United Nations, we must look at its predecessors, the League of Nations, established in 1919 after World War I. While built on the noble idea of collective security, the League ultimately failed. It lacked its own military force, suffered from non-participation of major powers like the United States, and was unable to stop the aggression that led to World War II.
My name is Ajifola Olubide. The UN operates under clearly defined aims and principles outlined in Article 1 and 2. Its charter. Its primary aims are maintaining international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations, and achieving international cooperation. To achieve this, the UN is guided by core principles: the sovereign equality of all its members, the settlement of disputes by peaceful means, and the prohibition of threats or use of force against any state. Crucially, it also respects the principle of non-intervention in the domestic affairs of sovereign nations, balancing global oversight with state autonomy.
Hello, my name is Bamwala Naposi. The UN executes its peace mandate through its major organs. The General Assembly serves as the main deliberative policy-making body, where all 193 member states have an equal vote. However, the powerhouse for conflict resolution is the Security Council, comprised of 5 permanent veto-wielding members and 10 elected members. It holds the legal authority to issue binding resolutions, impose sanctions, or authorize military action. Lastly, the International Court of Justice acts as the principal judicial organ, settling legal disputes submitted to it by sovereign states in accordance with international law.
Hello, my name is Bello Israel. Conflict resolution isn't just about stopping gunfire. It is about addressing the root causes of instability, such as poverty, displacement, and lack of education. This is where the UN specialized agency play a pivotal role. For instance, the UNDP works to eliminate poverty and build democratic governance. The UNHCR protects refugees, safeguards children vulnerable to the horrors of conflict. By building socio-economic resilience, these agencies perform vital structure conflict prevention worldwide. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tolulope Bello. The UN employs Chapter 6 of its charter to settle disputes peacefully before they escalate. The first line of defense is preventive diplomacy, using early warning systems and fact-finding missions to diffuse tensions. When conflicts break out, the UN utilizes mediation and conciliation, where neutral third parties help adversaries negotiate mutually acceptable terms.
My name is Ahmed Muiz. When peaceful diplomacy fails, the United Nations shifts to robust management mechanism under Chapter 7. United Nations peacekeeping operations characterized by their iconic blue elements are deployed with the consent of the host states to maintain ceasefire and protect civilians. Alongside this, the United Nations implements disarmament programs to declare small arms and landmines from the conflict zones. If a state refuses to comply with the international peace mandate, the Security Council can enforce coercive non-military measures like economic sanctions and arms embargoes to force compliance.
Hello, my name is Amit Saru Krianat. Let us examine the strategies through a Nigerian lens. During the tragic Nigerian Civil War from 1967 to 1970, the UN heavily deferred to the Organization of African Unity to respect Nigeria's territorial sovereignty, focusing instead on massive humanitarian relief via UNICEF. A much clearer diplomatic triumph was the Bakassi Peninsula dispute between Nigeria and Cameroon. Rather than resulting to war, both nations took the matter to the International Court of Justice in 2002. The ICJ ruled in favor of Cameroon. Through the UN-backed Green Tree Agreement, Nigeria peacefully transferred the territory, showcasing a textbook example of successful judicial settlement.
My name is Okolo Bichuku Love. Moving further into West Africa, the US role in Libya highlights the power of collaborative peace building. During the brutal Libyan civil war, the UN partnered with the regional ECOWAS body and its military wing, ECOMOG. The establishment of the United Nations mission in Nigeria successfully disarmed over 100,000 rebel combatants. secured democratic elections, and restored civil authority. This transition into post-conflict peace building and reconstruction, focusing on institutional reform, transitional justice, and economic recovery to ensure the country does not relapse into violence. Thank you.
My name is Olara Chadalu Atofuru. Evaluating the United Nations requires an objective look at its achievements and limitations. Its core strength lies in its unmatched global legitimacy. It remains the ultimate platform for international law and multilateral dialogue. However, its structural weaknesses are glaring. The veto power held by the P5 permanent members often paralyzes the Security Council when major global powers have clashing interests. As seen in global geopolitical crisis. Furthermore, the United Nations relies entirely on member states for funding and military troops, occasionally limiting its speed and enforcement capability.
My name is Olona Jomotolani. In summary, despite structural flaws, the United Nations remain absolutely indispensable to peace building in Africa and Nigeria by evolving from basic peacekeeping to holistic post-conflict reconstruction. The United Nations addresses both the symptoms and the root causes of African conflict. Its relevance today is sustained through deep partnership with regional bodies like the African Union and ECOWAS.
My name is Olushisi Olaoluwa. To conclude, our examination demonstrates that while the UN organization cannot solve every conflict perfectly, its organs, specialized agencies, and diverse toolkits ranging from mediation to peacekeeping have successfully prevented numerous global and regional escalations.
And I'm finishing our conclusion. The peaceful resolution of the Bakazi dispute and the stabilization of Liberia prove that when international law and regional partnerships align, sustainable peace is achievable. Thank you for listening to Group 2 present.